morning. You caught me drinking my coffee. Welcome to Take 5, where we've been taking about 5 or so minutes on the 10 Commandments this season. This is going to be the 15th show. We've been calling it 5 on 10, as we've been looking at the 10 Commandments and gaining a little bit of insight as to their original meaning, but also trying to make them apply to the streets of today, right? And so today we begin command number 6, which is, you shall not commit murder. Now, when you get to command number 6, we are now on what is called the second tablet of the 10 Commandments. If you can picture Charlton Heston, I'm dating myself, coming down the mountain with the 2 tablets, 5 and 10. So we begin the second tablet of command number 6. And in many ways, by turning to the second tablet, we are now turning outward. Regarding deeds or behaviors that are contrary to the benefit of society, outward deeds and actions that are contrary to the character of God and therefore for his followers. So we're now heading into the area of don't commit murder, don't commit adultery, don't steal. And to know that these were originally part of Israel's national laws. I mean, there were all kinds of laws. If you read the book of Leviticus, all kinds of ceremonial laws, all kinds of priestly laws, and behavioral laws, everything with how to deal with people on your border, how to deal with foreigners, and these 10 laws that sort of summarize a bit of the character or the behavior of the people of the nation of Israel. Now, the second tablet, I call them outward because that's, in a sense, that's what they are. As laws, you can enforce outward laws. You can't really police internal attitudes or thoughts. Again, think of a nation and think of laws. The patrolman can pull me over and give me a ticket for going 80 miles an hour on the highway, and I don't, rarely. But I can get a ticket for that, right? The policeman cannot give me a ticket for longing to go really, really fast, being impatient and wanting to go 75 instead of 55. You can't give a ticket for the longing in my attitude or heart to go fast. He can only give me a ticket outwardly for going fast. The police can enforce no shoplifting. Don't shoplift. But there's no enforcement really for just having a quiet, disrespectful thoughts or attitudes about private ownership. Don't shoplift. But I can't enforce somebody thinking, yeah, but I really deserve that game at GameStop. And so, I'm not going to shoplift it, but I sure wish I could, or I wish I could steal. No, we're going to enforce stealing, but not the attitude. But then Jesus comes along and he says, wait a minute. And as Jesus comes through his life and ultimately through his sacrifice and resurrection, he's introducing life in the new covenant, life in the new faith community, where it is all about the heart, where there is this new dimension of Holy Spirit empowerment. And so actions will stem now from a new heart, and that's really important. Jesus comes along and says it is all about the internal. In probably his most famous sermon, we know it as the Sermon on the Mount. That's Matthew chapter 5, 6, and 7. Jesus chooses his disciples, and then he gives them what could be summarized as the believer's ethic. And Jesus addresses specifically commands 6 and 7. 6, don't commit murder. 7, do not commit adultery. And Jesus does it this way. You've heard it said, and then he quotes the command, and then he goes internal about it. You've heard it said, don't murder. And then to summarize his words, he said, but I'm telling you, don't even have hateful thoughts about people. Do not even give insulting words about people. Do you see how it's now about the heart? It's not just about the deed, it's about the heart. Don't murder, absolutely not. We'll cover that next time. But insulting words, hateful thoughts, and in this day of road rage and polarizing people, disliking people of other opinions and hating them, these words talk about that. Jesus says, you've heard it said, don't commit adultery. But then, again, to summarize him, he goes to our very lustful thoughts. As soon as my heart is full of lust, my thoughts are full of lust, I've already committed adultery in our heart. And this day of pornography and rampant addiction, and I was just talking with a staff member recently about artificial intelligence and robot sex. It's like, what? That's part of our society too. Jesus says it's not enough just to go after adultery. It's about lust. Now it is about our hearts. It is about the eternal. And so as followers of Jesus Christ, as we begin to look at the second tablet of the commandments, it's important to remember we are members of the new society. It is about our hearts and about our behaviors as well. I'll see you next time as we look more carefully at the command 6, you shall not commit murder. See you then.